Welcome to another episode of Alexander Blucher, Something Compared to channel. We are going to be going over ageless philosophy. All right. So when we get started here, what we're going to be covering today is the definition, understanding, example, which is kind of the vision, right? When it comes to definition, I put together some words that I would like for us to go over the actual definition so that, certain things I express on this channel should have some kind of foundational meaning behind it, right? I think words today can be taken out of context if we don't even know the true definition of it, right? So for that, I got words like philosophy, literacy, information, technology, labor, and mindset. When it comes to understanding, we're going to establish talking points of the definition. The example, we're going to go over James Earl Jones, The Road to Freedom, the Vernon Jones story. Definition. Definition of philosophy, the study of fundamental nature of knowledge, reality, and existence, especially when considered as an academic discipline. Another definition here says the study of the theoretical basis of a particular branch of knowledge or experience. Definition of literacy, the ability to read and write, competence or knowledge in a specific area. Definition of information, facts provided or learned about something or someone. What is conveyed or represented by a particular arrangement or sequence of things. Definition of technology, the application of scientific knowledge for practical purposes, especially industry. Another definition states here the branch of knowledge dealing with engineering or applied science. Definition of labor, work, especially hard physical work. Work hard, make great effort. Definition of mindset, the established set of attitudes held by someone. Understanding, right? So when it comes putting together this PowerPoint today on this channel, I was just thinking like from the philosophy, literacy, information, technology, labor, mindset. Sometimes in life, I wonder like where to start. A lot of things start with an idea or a thought, and then it's like you want to just get out and try to see if there's some kind of results out there. When it comes to philosophy, I was just understanding that there's like a teacher philosophy. I'm going to use that as an example where a teacher is trying to be able to get a student to pass, have the student-teacher relationship for the student to pass that class. So the class there, whatever grade level regards to this teacher philosophy, is to hope that the teacher deliver the proper information and for the student to comprehend and use it in their real world, right? In a general statement, living in America, philosophy, I think, is boiling down to helping out individuals out there that may not want to take a whole course of like 2 semesters or how many semesters just to pass their 4-year college, but just to be able to just get enough information to proceed forward in their life. So I created this channel called Something to Compare to, so I could be able to reach to any age level of understanding with just dropping great information to the particular listener, right? So once I create this platform or I create this slide, the information is out there. I have no control of who's listening and who's applying the information. My goal is just to help one person, really. And if it helps 10, 100, thousands or millions, that's all upon my faith behind this information, right? So the literacy part, you'll think that reading and writing in elementary, middle school, and high school, and some parts of college, that's my experience. I went to some college, was just enough to, kind of push my lifestyle the way it should be in America. Obviously, I failed in certain areas, right? I really didn't get a chance to understand reading until my mom gave me a Rich Dad Poor Dad book at the age of 25, in my mid-20s. And reading that book just kind of woke me up in a different critical thinking, logical thinking of like, okay, can I be able to apply this information in the real world, right? And in my early 30s, I was able to understand financial literacy, where, okay, I'm making this money. What is this money is supposed to be used for? Make the money, pay bills, and I'm left with less than 20%, to my name. Sometimes it's less than 20%. Sometimes it's like little to nothing left to my name after I've done pay all my bills, food, and everything else. So I was able to really understand. I think I'm at a better point. Still room to learn, understanding finances, right? Information. Now, information may be tied up to once you hit google.com, right? Or yahoo.com. We're in an information age, I think, starting back in the early 2000s, if I'm not mistaken. And at the time, I really didn't know what was that all about, information. So that from my logic now, the information is out there. You just have to apply it, right? So in the information age, technology, I'm gonna use the understanding with technology and technology age, where some free promotion here. Obviously, they don't need my promotion. Facebook and their latest gadget with the glasses. That's technology, right? Where they put this product on the market, hoping for their buyers or their customers could come and purchase this piece of technology, right? Tesla is another good example, where you have a car that has a lot of great resources, applications with the car. Next is labor, right? Now, I would think I would have started off with labor before information, right? Because labor, they used to have that in the schools. I know for me in middle school, they had was it arts and crafts or some kind of like a wood course of how to properly cut the wood. And I was surprised that as a student in middle school that we could actually be close to that kind of blade and the machine and the wood at that age. But I'm very thankful I had that experience. Safety was very important at that time, but they don't have that kind of academic in the school, from my understanding right now. So labor, and then after labor is mindset. Mindset is something you really cannot determine unless if you put yourself effort of seeing it for yourself to do it. I'll say that again. Mindset really comes down to determine to see yourself proceeding into something. You got to see yourself doing it, and it's like you just create that attitude, you create that that push, right? I know when I talk very optimistic. That's just who I've been for the past few years. You know, I try not to think so much negative, but that's really here, near, there. But when it comes to mindset, it's like, okay, what is my mindset first in today's world? Not taking away from the faith believers of God. I'm not taking away from that. You know, there's people that are in their Christianity, Muslim, Buddha, Afrocentric. Not taken away from that, okay? Those are considered principles, or atheists. You can't leave out the atheists, right? People that don't believe in God, you know. But what is your mindset when it comes to today's world in America? And I bring that up because I think as Americans or U.S. citizens, I'm speaking for myself because I'm born here, right? Where being on this kind of rat race on working and paying bills, yes, you could go out and have a good time. Yes, you could travel if the money is there. But I'm noticing the United States of America almost come off as United States of debt. And not death as in dying, death as in financially, just certain things are becoming a burden and the bills are just piling up, right? So how is it that is an informational world, as a technology world, but the mindset to kind of be debt free, or the mindset of just living without a burden, is something I want to be able to dive in freely here on YouTube. Okay. So as you can see there, I was definitely freestyling with my freestyle subjective speech there. Just pouring out my mind and my heart into what I'm sharing today. We have here James Earl Jones, The Road to Freedom, the Vernon John's story. It's a short clip. I'm gonna add it on here, less than 4 minutes, where in this movie, the Vernon John story, you know, what was his philosophy? What was his mindset? You know, at the time before there was the informational age and the technology age we're in now, what labor that back then was tried from the community. Once they tried to do the labor, or they work for somebody else but get paid not their true value. So what was the labor that was taken for granted back in the, you know, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, you know? So I'm gonna play that video there for you guys. You know, I do have a question. You know, as you view the clip, after you view the clip, ask yourself, do you understand basic economics? No gaslighting here, a genuine question to ask. Do you understand basic economics? If economics is a complex word, ask yourself, do you understand supply and demand? Thank you for listening. My name is Alexander Blucher. The speaker name is Alexander Blucher. My phone number here is, you can see it there. If you want to email me, feel free to email me and visit my website, alexander-blucher.com. Okay, so thank you. Have a great day. Before I go, please feel free to hit the subscribe button or the like button. Thank you for watching.
Now, we're not going back to that restaurant, are we? No. Brother Hill, what do you see?
I see a grocery store. What do you see?
I see a whole mess of Negro dollars going into white pockets. Now look at that. They'll take our money, but they despise us so much, they will not touch our hands in the exchange. Money is power, Brother Hill.
You ain't lying.
And why are we turning over our power to people who despise us?
But Dr. John, the members of our congregation are professional people. They're not business-oriented.
Yeah, and that's our biggest mistake. Right now, we are only consumers. If we're only consumers, we're parasites. Do you want a definition of perpetual motion? Give the average Negro a Cadillac and tell him to park it on some land that he owns. If gold was discovered in the hottest regions of hell, the whites would be there within a fortnight, mining it for all its wealth. The coloreds would show up 3 weeks later, offering their services as maids and butlers. The thing to do is to get there first, but we don't think that way. Just to show you what can be done on a small parcel of land, I grew these at the parsonage. I left the roots and the tops on to prove they are not store-bought. The Bible tells us that a feast is made for laughter, and wine maketh merry, but money answereth all things. Now, what does that mean? It means that whoever controls the money has all the answers. You get control of the money by producing. Negroes need to own more businesses, and Negroes need to patronize those businesses. By the way, I noticed that some of you were staring at my feet this morning because I had neglected to wear shoestrings. Well, I'll start wearing them when Negro folks start producing them.
Deacon Wilkes.
Hmm?
Have you seen what our famous preacher is up to now?
Get in your hand.
Shameful.
Stockings, pence. You need it, I got it. 29 cents. 10 cents.
Too much for that ass.
Morning, Abernathy.
Good day, Reverend Johns. Look at all this.
Buy wholesale and sell retail. Anybody can do it. Eventually, I plan to set up a store in the basement of the church.
This is something my First Baptist congregation should be doing.
Reverend Abernathy, between you and me, these nylon stockings are not big sellers amongst my congregation. It's a matter of modesty, the size of the thighs.
Well, I'm sure the question of size would be a difficult question for the good women of Dexter. But we ain't modest at my church. I'll sell all of these nylons next Sunday.
We'll work out the details later.
Great idea. Wish I had thought of it.
Watermelon! Sweet, juicy watermelon!
Oh, Lord.